Bonjour, my freaky darlings. It's Benji here. I hope you're all doing okay. So, as you may have guessed, sorry, there's my beautiful bookies there. As you may have guessed from the title of this video, the topic of this video is about workplace bullying, which is heavily written about in my new book, To Know. So, To Know is obviously a dramatization of Evan, the character Evan's life, and how he's not just being bullied at a workplace, he's being literally tortured, as are his colleagues, and um, yeah, his life is in danger, as are his colleagues. So it's a huge, great, big, massive maelstrom of chaos and action and tension, which makes for a good read. But it also, this book, really wanted to write it because I wanted to say something about workplace bullying because I absolutely detest it. Now, countries have a role to play in this. So, for example, here in the UK, we have a whole culture where workplace bullying is absolutely rife, but it's disguised and also protected by not bullying protected, but people are protected to an extent by certain laws. But since when have people followed laws? You know, people bend them all the time. Whereas you look at other countries, there are countries out there that literally pay pittance to people, if they pay them at all, for backbreaking, life-threatening labour. So we've got it good. Trust me, we've got it good. If you are actually experiencing workplace bullying, obviously it comes in many forms. It comes in lots of verbal forms, lots of psychological forms, lots of psychosocial forms. I think the scariest is when it turns physical. When it turns physical, yeah, for the first time, my gosh, it is petrifying, absolutely petrifying, because you never think that that can happen. You think that only really happens when you're, at school, or the whole kids will be kids, which is I hate that term, but you never think adults can act like that. Um, so yeah, this sort of thing. I mean, I will always, let's choose my words here carefully. I will always remember, for example, the vividness of writing the scene with a lot of scenes with Evan. One of the torture scenes with Evan was when he's put his boss forces him to stand in a bin and drink water until he pees himself, which is humiliating, degrading, torturous. It's just horrible. It's more the psychological thing. I mean, there's worse things that can happen to a person. You could get very hurt physically by people at work. Um, but yeah, no, it's things like that. It's just certain instances in here that I will always think, yeah, they're very vivid in my mind to put to paper. Uh, yeah, the best thing to think when you are being bullied at a workplace is always don't put up with it. First of all, look for your next job immediately. Because even if you win a whole thing with HR, um, there's someone there that doesn't want you there. And nobody wants to stay in a place where they're not wanted. Come on. And it's too much energy. It's too much fight, but don't not fight. Because that's exactly what they want. That's exactly what the companies want as well. Um, Secondly, record everything that happens and get witnesses if you possibly can. Thirdly, make a grievance immediately. If you want to threaten with a grievance, that sometimes works, but as soon as they do it, no, grievance, enjoy. Um, Fourth, HR are not your friends. They are not your friends. If you were to imagine organizations as a cult, HR would be the zealots or the leaders, sort of thing. We all want this to be one big family. We want things to be resolved. Yeah, you want things to be put to bed immediately, because it's easier for you. And however they will diffuse the situation, even if it means trying to get rid of you and siding with the other person to get you out, they will do. Fifth, organizations care about one thing, and one thing only: money. That is all they care about. And that's okay. It's reality. Work is a transaction. You work for them, you do a service for them, they pay you. You generate income for them, and you get a part of that income. Might seem unfair, but that's reality. That's the world we live in. So the whole thing, we're a family, blah blah blah, all the propaganda that you get fed when you start a new job, or what is it? The taglines, the slogans, our mottos, or what, our core values, or whatever. Yeah, whatever. Enjoy. Whoever made those up, great. You care about money. That's great, and so do we, as employees. That's it. But you have to play the game. But yes, just evacuate as soon as you can. But don't leave until you've got a new job in place. And in that time, take them for what you can. I'm self-employed right now, and it's the happiest I've ever been because I never have to deal with any of that again. So I'm happy. Very. But how it works into know, obviously, like I said, Evan and his colleagues are just utterly tortured. And that happens. It really, really does. Evan's got a plan, and his colleagues have got a plan to pull their money together to buy 2 properties, one to live in and one to rent out, so they get out of the prison that is employment permanently, which I think is very clever of him, and his friends as well. But yeah, honestly, I wanted to write about this because it's a topic that I feel really passionate about. Because when you think bullying, you think school, or silly kids, or just something. It's really horrible, because if you imagine the 16-year-old that's been bullied for, sorry, there's a little notification came up there, that's been bullied throughout school, and then they get their first job and think, oh great, now it's time to be in the real world. Nobody acts like that in the real world, and then they find out that they do. It's heartbreaking. It really does take you back and really kind of breaks you even further if you allow it to. So yeah, honestly, the most important advice, though, after all those points of advice, do what makes you happy as best you possibly can do. Achieve what you can possibly can for your happiness. You don't owe anybody anything. Honestly, throughout this book, all I just want to do is give Evan and his colleagues a hug. Oh, and so you don't owe them anything. And I'm so sorry that you have to go through this. But feel free to have a read, because it is a topic that I think a lot of people have gone through. A lot. And they shouldn't have to. It's very unfair. And I'm very unapologetic about commenting on this subject because it needs to be addressed. Companies care about money. That's it. You will get screwed over in life many times in work. That's it. So I think gone are the days where you used to work loyally for a company for 50 years. It doesn't work like that now. The amount of whenever a company merges, everyone just looks at each other, goes, "Oh well, fun while it lasted," because you're just going to get made redundant. Redundancies are so big now. Yeah, you owe them nothing. You owe them nothing. Just be as happy as you possibly can. Honestly, read the book. Feel free to read the book. I will put all the links to it down below. It's available in physical on Amazon, and also available in Kindle, iBooks, and Kobo as well. Take care, guys. I love you, and girls, and anybody else as well. Lovely people. I love you all. Take care. Bye.